I'm totally inspired by this young lady. And another story that will inspire, of course, yourself and myself is something that we're about to see.
When Salifu was a boy, he lived in poverty, watching his father working tirelessly to put him through school.
Whereas that struggle could have broken his spirit, it made him stronger. And the end result is what we're about to see. Kokui, watch this with us.
Certainly.
My name is Salifu Nanga. My parents, they didn't have formal education. My daddy, he didn't go to school at all. But with my mom, I think she ended up at class 2 or so. Yeah, so she had a little bit of education. My parents wanted the best of education for us, me and my sisters. So at the beginning, we attended international schools. But then when we lost our mom and also our daddy lost one of his jobs, things got a little bit difficult. I can remember him, making sure that we ate. Sometimes he wouldn't take anything, we would just go prepare. He would prepare some cocoa. He would not even take it, and we ground it. And then me and my sisters would just. It wasn't easy.
I can't eat sufficient because if I didn't pay when they sack him from the school, I don't know what I would do. So far, I put my mind that he should be somebody tomorrow. I have to force for him to pay the money.
After junior secondary school, I gained admission to Aquinas, but then I couldn't attend at that time because my dad didn't have enough funds to sponsor my education. So I sat at home for like 3 weeks, crying and wailing and all that because I wanted to go to school. So someone heard about me and then told me that I should just try going around companies and all that and see whether any of them could assist me. So I went round, and then I ended up at Japan Motors Limited. And then the MD liked my story, so he decided that he would sponsor my first year of education, which he did. And then the second year, it was a little bit difficult, so I went back to him, and then he did. But then the third year, my daddy helped out, and then I was able to complete my senior secondary school. After senior secondary school too, times were difficult. I passed my SSS and I could go to school, but because of poverty and financial constraints, I couldn't do that. So my father, but then he was a cleaner at Ghana Rubber Products. So what he did was that he introduced me to one of the big men there so that I helped with the cleaning.
Yeah, I saw that he passed all the exams very well, and he was hardworking, humble, and obedient.
I remember we had colleagues. I was a casual worker by then. We had colleagues, having different kinds of injuries. Colleagues just like me who are also coming from SS and are unable to continue because they didn't have money, to continue. I personally witnessed one, whereby one guy's hand was cut off. All his fingers were cut off, and he was shouting. I always see this thing in my dream sometimes. Whilst there, Mr. Santi was the personnel manager by then, and he was moving to Wisconsin University. So he realized I was hardworking and all that, so I followed him over there. While I was at Wisconsin University, I had a lot of experiences that I will never forget. In the sense that I worked as a cleaner there, and I saw people who could be my colleagues as students. And sometimes the way they even treat you, they look, if you're not careful, you have an inferiority complex. Because sometimes you clean and then a student, some of you are even older than, and you even think you are even brilliant than, will come and stand in front of you and tell you, you didn't clean here, the washroom is very bad, go and clean it, there's a pad in there. It was something else, But then I persevered. I knew that my time will come. I knew that I'll also make it in life.
When I brought him to Wisconsin, he was doing the same work, and we took a decision to help those who were junior officers and had potential to learn. We wanted them to join the university. But there was a laws that didn't permit him to join because they had to work for about 2 years. But Salifu had not even had 1 year. So the principal then explained that you should look for university outside Wisconsin, then we rather give him help to enter.
I completed my bachelor's degree, as well as I'm now pursuing an MPhil in statistics. And now I'm an officer, not a cleaner anymore, but an officer at Wisconsin University. I say this and I always say that my daddy is a role model to me. He's a big role model because he didn't go to school, but he made sure that, you know, we're taken care of. He made sure that we're okay, you know, and it's a role model. My future aspiration is going to academia, having a PhD. I want to be called a doctor. I would love my father to be around when I'm called a doctor, you know. And if I'm able to do so, then automatically I should be very rich. And if I'm very rich, then I'll easily impact on other people's lives. Those who want their lives to be impacted, I'll be able to do so. My 2 keys to success are perseverance and being down to earth.
That's another remarkable story. Braving the
Wow.
odds,
Yeah.
breaking through the ranks. I mean, your parents are poor, and yet he was determined. He knew where he was going, and he knew what he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, despite all the odds that were militating against
Exactly.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, working in a factory where you're seeing people's hands being chopped off,
Yes.
and
As a young
you know,
boy.
yeah, you know,
As a
you
young
still
boy.
have to work and earn a living.
Yeah, Kobe, what do you think about what we just saw?
Remember what we
Salifu's
talked
story?
about humility and how important it is, and
Yeah.
look at this young man in his humble beginnings and his father's humility and the kind of work he was doing
Yeah.
for his son to even join him in doing that, and the faith that he had in his son to support him in what he wanted to do. Because of this young man's humility and perseverance, look at the number of people who wanted to help him
Yeah.
and ended up helping him. I mean, all the way to Japan Motors CEO.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no way someone like that won't pay it forward. I'd be surprised if he didn't help
So
other
that's
people.
what he said. Yeah,
You
he
you
wants to
know,
be able to help other people.
he's so because of that, you're going to have a ripple effect of good deeds. It's a feel-good story.